Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central CFL content for the fans, by the fans. Got a lot of Lion news coming out as the next signing here, as Ben Hladik re-signs with the Lions. He's from Vernon, BC, went to school at UBC. He's been with BC for a while, local talent, and he sticks around. So he's now signed through 2027. As his deal was a 2-year deal. We'll get to one later in another video, which was just a 1-year deal, but he had a pretty solid season with the Lions. No, I wouldn't say necessarily his best season, but certainly not a bad season by any stretch of the imagination. 47 defensive tackles, 8 special teams tackles, 1 sack and an interception, as well as a forced fumble. And so BC took a look at him, and he's going to be a priority to keep around. He plays alongside Micah Alway and some of the other talent that they got there. Now Darnell Sankey's going to be coming in there into that linebacker core. So Ben Hladik going to be a piece of that. And it makes sense. You know, he's a Canadian talent. He's done pretty well in the past with the Lions. And he's a homegrown talent. So it's one of those things where out of all the guys you could make work, those are the guys you want it to work. You know what I mean? We had recently done a player interview with another homegrown talent, Sean White, kicker for the Lions. So if you guys haven't, make sure you guys check that out. It's like a little bit over an hour, and it's just a fantastic interview. He had a lot of fun stories, which some of the most surprised he shared, and it was a very good time. So check that out if you haven't. But Ben Hladik sticking around with the Lions. Rick, thoughts?
Yes. So just to go over some numbers, Ben Hladik's contract is a 2-year deal.
Yep.
Do keep in mind, last year he was at 145,000 hard money, 151 max. So, you know, to get a little bump, maybe 150, 160 wouldn't surprise me.
Yep.
You know, I don't know if Sankey's going to be playing that. Oh no, because that's a DB spot. I was going to say it wouldn't surprise me if. Who was there? I'm curious to see. It was Williams. So, okay, so Williams is still signed.
Yeah, Williams, he had that hit last year where I can't remember what Elks receiver it was. It was a BC Edmonton game, but do you remember where Williams just absolutely ran someone over? Like, it's just a violent hit.
So you're looking at Micah Alway, most likely the starting will linebacker, Ben Hladik, the backup.
Do you mean Micah Alway, the most likely middle linebacker? Because you said will.
Yeah, because Sankey will be middle linebacker.
Oh, you think they'll move Sankey there? Because Alway usually has always played middle. I thought Sankey's played middle, but also strong side.
Yeah, but strong side's usually a DB's position.
It depends, but yeah. So
because last year,
or either Sankey or Alway is going to be the middle linebacker, and then they'll.
Because Williams, I want to say Deontay Williams. I could be saying his first name wrong. He's a DB on Lions, and I was just looking at their depth chart, and he was their Sam linebacker last year.
I see what you're saying.
Either if you put Sankey at Sam, Ben Hladik at weak side, and Alway at middle linebacker, or even Alway at weak side linebacker, Sankey at middle linebacker, that's still a deadly duo for BC Lions.
But all in all, I think this makes a lot of sense for the Lions. They're going to be keeping them around. If I were a Mardoman,
be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see where BC goes this year. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got to imagine with the way BC has been in the playoffs those last 4 or 5 years, that you got to imagine that they're just that they really want to make that Grey Cup game because they've just been on the cusp of it. Whether it's been a Winnipeg team that has smacked them out of it, or this past year a Saskatchewan team that has smacked them out of it, you got to imagine that there's a bitter taste in their mouth that they're looking to get out by getting themselves to a Grey Cup game. Is there anything else you got there, Rick?
No, sir.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Make sure you guys leave a like, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys join our Discord. Link in the description below to our Discord where we discuss all things CFL, NHL, all sorts of sports stuff. So make sure you guys go there and keep the conversation going. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. And before we get going, Rick has some news to share.
So in 3 weeks, we will be doing a live stream, a nice, as I joked to Carter earlier, a nice sexy 10 to 12 hour live stream for the CFL free agent frenzy that no one else covers on television or the internet.
Because no one's psychotic as much as
TSN, get your act together. But maybe they'll
you don't need
start
TSN.
doing
You got
something.
Hamilton Sports Central.
That's right.
You got Canadian
nice
Football
10
Central.
to 12
you got
hour
Hamilton
live stream.
Sports Central. What is the need for TSN anymore? I'm just kidding. There's a lot that they need, but not that big.
I actually looked at it. I actually looked at it last year. I was on for 11 and a half hours last year. So we're going to break it this year. That's right.
Pats on the back. Thank you guys so much.
That day.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.